Hey everyone, Matt Jarbo here. So if you don't know, I do a podcast in the morning on Twitch called Stranger Days with Matt Jarbo. And then I decided tonight to try what I call Stranger Days After Dark, which is just a quick run through of about 10 stories that are too small to make videos about, but fun to talk about nonetheless. So here is that, and enjoy. The first story that I found for us to take a look at is man lists used girlfriend for sale on eBay, is shocked when bids reach up to $119,000. I'm just saying. There's a market for used women, apparently. That's a pretty solid deal. Although you can tell this is clearly a joke. But it says here, a man who listed his girlfriend for sale on eBay as a prank was shocked when the bids reached over $119,000 in 24 hours. Dale Leaks, who lives in London, wanted to have a laugh. So he thought it would be funny to list his girlfriend of 1 year, Kelly Greaves, on the auction site. given how fast, or how prevalent, I should say, sex trafficking is in the world, it's entirely possible that some of these bids were completely realistic. Some Saudi prince somewhere is all like, I see that this blonde white woman, she is British, but she is in her prime. I like her. I want to own her. She would do well in my zoo. 47, white, be done. That's how I see it. Anyway, he describes her condition as for parts or not working. And wrote that she starts okay, but after that, there's constant whining noises that can't seem to stop. Body work is fairly tidy, but close-ups show signs of wear. No serious damage, but you can see that she's been used. I just love that line there. No serious damage, but you can see that she's been used. That is so mean. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. That's fucking funny. All right. She goes on to say, please bear in mind that when bidding, she's 37 years old. Basically, the first thing in the morning, she can be very temperamental. Once warmed up, the whining noises lessens, but I would be lying if I said it goes away completely. The rear end leaks a bit, but it's nothing that can't be plugged. That's a clever message. It's a clever message. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Okay, it goes on to say here, any offers considered would be interested in a parts exchange with a younger model, sold as seen, no returns. Oh, wow. That's fucking great. When Leaks showed the listing to Greaves, she went along with the prank, thinking no one would see it. But when the couple went to dinner late that night, Leaks' cell phone started going crazy with hundreds of bids and crude messages from interesting parties around the world. Yeah, I did that. Called it. I called it. I did call it. That's fucking great. That is hysterical. Oh, and then he says here, I thought, oh no, what have I done? You triggered the internet, sir. You triggered the internet. Okay, not to entirely like get off topic here, but look at number 3 on the right. World's hottest grandmother says Instagram removed risque photo because it did not comply with their guidelines. We'll take a look at that one here in a minute. The ad was removed by eBay after 24 hours for violating the website's policy against selling human body parts or remain, but not before it was seen 81,000 times. Right? Like, how? Oh my God. That's hysterical. That is just hysterical. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. It says here, please take a moment to familiarize yourself with the information and be sure that your current and future listings, including any items that are relisted automatically, follow these guidelines. If they don't, they will be removed. eBay must have realized it wasn't real. While leaks admit he wouldn't have actually sold his girlfriend when the bid started increasing, he joked, "I would have been quite sad to see her go, but it wouldn't have been so sad because I would have been crying in my Ferrari or my Lamborghini." He's totally overlooking the fact that eBay takes a percentage, PayPal takes a percentage, and Ferraris and Lamborghinis definitely cost more than $119,000. But I like where the guy's mind's at, to be honest with you. For her part, Grief said maybe it would have worked out because if her new owner had that kind of money, she was going to have a better quality of life. You know that's not that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Like if her new owner has that kind of money, that her new owner is going to is not, things ain't gonna end well for her. But that's a solid joke. That's a solid play. That's pretty damn funny. And I thought that was funny. I wanted to start with something a little light. These stories tonight, they're not super fucking crazy, but they're definitely like, they're not evil. They're not dark evil. They're a bit more lighthearted. For the most part. But there definitely some weird news. So let's take a look here at this world's hottest grandmother, okay? Because I saw that. It caught my attention like a squirrel. Right, like a squirrel. And, all right, world's hottest grandmother says Instagram removed her risque pic because it didn't comply with their guidelines. Now, remember, Instagram is a little bit on the, they get a little bit prudish, considering how much almost nudity appears on their platform. So how risque could this particular photo be? Right? How risque could this shit be? I have no fucking idea, but let us find out. So, the world's hottest grandma is known for her provocative photos on social media, but her latest snap took things a bit too far and was quickly taken down by Instagram. Gina Stewart, 48, rose to fame earlier this year when she made it to the finals of Maxim's Finest Australia contest, a competition that pitted her against 18-year-olds. Now, if there's one thing Australia has in spades, it is attractive women. It is. From my understanding, I know my mod Varg is here and he's Australian. Is that true, Varg? Is it true that Australians have attractive women? That they're kind of known for that, right? Like in other parts of the world, they're kind of known for that. So I'm just saying that's my general fundamental knowledge, my general American Western Yank understanding of your former prison colony country, is that it did produce a lot of attractive women. Let's find out. So her latest Instagram post showed her entirely naked, reclining in an opulent chair. The post was deemed okay for Twitter, but it was removed from Instagram. The Gold Coast mother of 4 told Daily Mail Australia that she was disappointed with Instagram's decision to remove the picture, saying, yes, Instagram removed it because it said it did not comply with their guidelines, but the guidelines say no nipple, and nipples are not being shown in the picture. So I've asked Instagram to please repost it. It's only a naked side shot, and my hair is covering me. Now, I'm a little bit concerned on actually showing it because I don't want to get slapped. So like, I don't want to get slapped for a hot second. I do want to, I should have probably double checked that before. So let me actually just quickly drop that for a hot second. I just want to double check. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's nothing. This is not going to get you kicked off of YouTube. I've seen worse. I've seen worse on the platform. But that's a grandmother. Yeah, Anthony, I get you, man. I get you. It's definitely the Instagram models are a thing. But there we go on this. This is her and her doing her thing apparently. Now Stewart, who has a 1-year-old grandchild, ended up losing the title of Miss Maxim Australia in what was reportedly a close race, but retained the fan-bestowed title of the world's hottest granny nonetheless. Yeah. I mean, she's technically a grandmother, right? Technically. Stewart says she was stunned by all the attention she's received since the Maxim contest. Really, you're an Instagram model and you're stunned by all the attention? I find that very hard to believe, to be honest with you. I find that very hard to believe. Saying here that she admits now that she's older, she hasn't realized that her health is more important than her breast size. So she plans to remove Oh, sorry. It says I did miss a part. She says my friends are all saying I've looked the best. This is the best I've looked in years. I must admit I've never looked after myself, but that's because I didn't have the knowledge I have today. Again, what about this is not looking after herself? I just have to ask that question. Looks like she did just fine, but apparently it's the boobs. She's talking about the boobs. Saying here, however, her breasts, she says that she admits now that she's older. She has realized that her health is more important than her breast size, so she plans to remove her implants in the near future. She said originally she got them 10 years ago when it was a trend to get them, and she was struggling with insecurities. I can understand that. I do. I get that. I lived in LA. We saw a lot of that, right? I saw a lot of that in LA. Now, however, her breasts didn't totally solve the problem. She says, I thought if I had it done, my life would change. To be honest, it never changed. I was judged more. I look in the mirror and I see so many faults that I'm trying not to focus on that and just be grateful that I'm still breathing on this beautiful planet. Now, today is World Mental Health Day, right? Today is World Mental Health Day. And as a result of that, it's definitely, it makes sense. I get that. The insecurities, all that stuff. I get that stuff. I get what's going on with that. So I just find it interesting that she's, that it's even a woman that, let's be fair, she's very attractive. She's very attractive. And having insecurities, you don't hear about that. In fact, you never really hear about that when it comes to attractive people having insecurities. It's almost looked at as being like, nah, they don't have that. That's a lie. That's not real. That's fake. Their life is too good for that. But no, people have that. So something to consider. Another change she made to her body was getting veneers. She said that this is also a decision she regrets. Speaking of her secret veneers? I don't think that's that big of a deal. Speaking of her secret to aging gracefully, she previously told Daily Mail that the only cosmetic procedure she had was her breasts. She doesn't use Botox or fillers, as I believe in aging gracefully. But seriously, that's no secret. I think everyone is beautiful. I'm not doing this for attention, as I hate it. I'm just trying to make a difference, to inspire women not to rip each other apart, which is a fair thing. But let's be fair. Let's be realistic here. Let's take a look at her profile, right? At her Instagram here. So looking at her Instagram, she's got 105,000 followers. Not doing this for attention. Okay. These are her Instagram photos. Not doing it for attention. Uh-huh. 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 No attention here. None whatsoever. None at all. Just totes doing it for the love of the art. Not at all doing it for any kind of Instagram attention after doing a Maxim shoot. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Okay, that's the whole point. But I will say, though, she did one here. Where is this one here? Very, very patriotic, right? She gives out a little bit of love to the Americans. And, she's showing love to a country that apparently she loves. So all I'm saying is I find it interesting that Instagram took the photo down when the rest of the stuff remains. And ultimately, she's got the title of the world's hottest grandmother. Okay, here's the thing. Press 1 on the chat if you think she's the world's hottest grandmother, or press 2 if, I've seen better. I'm curious. All right. Okay, so speaking of a situation involving strippers, because this is happening. This is real. What we have here is apparently a stripper was paid by a student to perform at a Texas middle school, right? Oh man. So stripper paid by student to perform at Texas middle school. Hey, what's going on, that guy T? How you doing, buddy? I didn't see you were in here. All right. So what's going on? This is just a short story that I found, but still, why would a stripper be hired to be at a school? All right, so Austin, Texas. Makes sense given it's Texas. A stripper was called to a job in Northwest Austin, but much to her surprise, it was at a middle school. A Round Rock Independent School District spokesperson said a student called the entertainer and paid for her using his parents' credit card. When she showed up to the address on the Schoolhouse Lane Wednesday at 11:30 a.m., she quickly realized it was Grisham Middle School and called the front office reporting the prank. The woman did not enter the school. The student was later identified and is facing disciplinary action to the full extent possible. So, okay. So this little bastard grabs his parents' fucking credit card. And, and then middle of the day, not late morning, not even middle of the day, late morning, goes online, finds a stripper, and sends her to the school. For what did he think was going to happen? Right? Like, that's my legit question. What did he think was going to happen? Did he just think that it was going to end up, I mean, it was just going to be, like, she was going to show up and perform? Like, it was going to make sex ed class a whole lot more interesting? I completely agree that that it definitely would be more interesting, but yeah, that happened. There we go. That's another reason why I named this After Dark. But here's my real question though, is did the parents have to still pay for it? Did they get a refund on the credit card? I think it's a funny prank, but like not enough to get this kid busted. You know what I mean? Not enough to get this kid totally wrecked. All right, let's look at this one here. So a Dunlap man loses $8,000 in nude photo romance scam. Oh, geez, more and more people getting screwed over. All right, so Dunlap. I don't even know what city this is in. I hate when they. Oh, what's Peoria? Is this Maine? I don't know. All right, so bilked of $8,000. A Dunlap man said he was duped by an online romance scam involving nude photos and videos, plus promises of gold. Okay. I just, like in my younger days when I tried online dating, as I didn't never got any promises of gold. And I never spent any money outside of eHarmony one time. That was the only time. I was drunk and it was my birthday. Anyway, on Sunday morning, 54-year-old called Peoria County Sheriff's Office to report a grift he described as a romance scam. About 5 months ago on Instagram, he met a purported woman who sent him multiple nude photos and videos of herself. The sheriff's report stated. Meanwhile, he sent her several hundreds of dollars to help pay her rent and everyday expenses. See, catfishing is a real thing. Oh, they're in Arizona? Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Thank you for clearing that up. All right. That's just, Jesus Christ. Why? For one, why is a 54-year-old guy on Instagram? What is he looking at on Instagram that's going to get him attracted or get him catfished, right? That's my question, first and foremost. A 54-year-old guy, probably a dad or something, is on Instagram like, oh, I was just looking around. I don't even know how I got to. I just clicked on a couple of hashtags, and before I knew it, I was looking at this woman's nude body. I just have no idea. Okay, sir. But you still sent her several hundreds of dollars in order to make sure she was okay. He says at one point during their relationship, he was supposed to meet the woman, but the arrangement fell through. See, I guess it's a good thing to remember. If that happens to you and the first meeting falls through, don't do another meeting, right? Don't do another meeting. Realize you cut your losses. You cut your losses. You move on with your fucking day. Later, she explained that she had inherited land and gold in, God damn, in Africa. There we go. That's the rub. However, for the gold to be released to them, he would have to send her $3,000 to the gold keepers. He sent $3,000 to a man in Perryville, Montana. It's a Nigerian prince scam, right? It's a Nigerian prince catfish scam. That's got to be a much more effective scam, right? That's got to be a much more effective scam than not, right? It says here, at this point, he realized he was being scammed out of his money this whole time and probably had invested over $8,000 into a fake online relationship. I don't know if I would say invested is the right word. Duped, bilked, scammed, Yeah, those are the right words. But invested, that's just trying to church it up a little bit. Ain't gonna happen. Now, he told the police he wanted to document the scam. Meanwhile, his wife had oh no, his wife had already contacted the Perryville Police Department. Just imagine that conversation with your wife. Oh, honey, hi. You might be asking yourself why we're $8,000 lighter than we were before. It's not. No, I don't have a gambling problem or a crack cocaine problem. Those would arguably be better. I was on Instagram doing nothing, obviously doing nothing. I was obviously just being legitimately above the board. I was just looking for fishing photos. I was looking up lures, and I ended up being lured to a woman's profile, who then sent me provocative images of herself. Right, just doing some stuff. She was a college girl needing some help doing some stuff on the internet. I thought I would help her out a bit. But then she came to me with this idea, this thing, this, I've always wanted to be a prospector, right? You know that. We went to Juneau, Alaska. We did the gold panning thing. I always wanted to go back, but she came to me with a gold offer. It was too good to be true. I gave her $3,000. They were going to unleash me with so much gold. That was the thing. That's what this dude was up to. That's what this guy was trying to play it out. Something along those lines. So he had to tell his wife. The worst part is that he's married, right? He's married and he was cheating on his wife with this woman who was catfishing him, and then duped him with an African gold scam. I mean, he should have known something was up when he sent the check to some person in Perryville, Montana. Now, the deputy told the victim not to expect to see the $8,000 again. Yeah, that's an expensive ass life lesson. Saying here, I informed him his chances of getting the money back are slim, and to be cautious about using social media. That is very true. That is very true. Jesus fucking Christ. That is just... Oh my God. Oh man. Okay. So it's not in Arizona. It's in Peoria, Illinois. Okay. All right. So it's in Illinois and he sent it to someone in fucking Montana. It doesn't matter really where it's from. The fact of the matter is the guy sat there and totally, totally did that. That's great, man. That's fantastic. That's absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. Rachel, you said you don't feel bad. Yeah, I don't feel bad for the guy either. I don't. Part of me feels like I should. Right. Part of me feels like I should feel bad for the guy. I don't. And that has a lot to do with the fact that it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. That to me doesn't say a lot. That to me doesn't say a great deal. So just still like the guy, that African Nigerian Prince gold scam. I mean, whew, okay, let's talk about something that's stupider. Right. Yeah, I'd send nudes for 8K. Yeah, I hear you. No, I wouldn't send nudes for 8,000. But this actually happened. This is what I hate. This is the shit I hate when it comes to racism, because I could see this happening, especially in Georgia, right? Especially in Georgia, where you've got here a white woman who spotted a black man babysitting 2 white children, called police, and followed them home in Georgia. Yeah, because she's at the store. She sees a black man with 2 white children, immediately assumes foul play, right? Follows them home, and she stopped them outside of a Walmart first, right? It says here that the woman stopped Corey Lewis outside of a Cobb County Walmart and asked to speak to the kids. He refused, so she called police and followed them to his home. Jesus Christ. So the woman, completely entitled woman. That's exactly the bullshit here. Is she so entitled she walks out? Let me talk to the children. No, you can't talk to the kids. Get in the car. You're fine, right? And then she's some crazy ass lady. Now an officer arrived and questioned the children, ages 6 and 10, called their parents, David Parker and Dana Mango. The couple says Lewis is a family friend and their son attends his youth program. So He's a pastor or works in the church as I usually say a respected member of the community, which I guess for the woman who is not named in the story, by the way, the woman who committed the act, you got to love that. She's not named, but he's named, right? She Jesus Christ. And then Mango says the officer told her Lewis was questioned because he's a black man driving around 2 white children. Parker says, I guess BYB is the new thing, babysitting while black. And the story is just terrible because it should never fucking happen. It should just never happen. Right? So you have a racist white woman coming out of Walmart, which, to be fair, is okay. Right. She sees a black man with 2 white children and she's all like, you know, and you almost just want her to like, you almost can expect her to like point and like scream, like, you know, fucking Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something, trying to alert some authority figure. She demands to talk to the kids. The dude's like, get the fuck out of here, lady. What the fuck you doing? And then, you know, off to the thing she goes. Like, she follows them home. That's the worst part. She follows them home, right? Thinking that the whole time, you know, she's hysterical on the phone with the cops, right? She's hysterical on the phone with the cops, probably going like, officer, I'm doing my civic duty, officer. I know in my heart of hearts that black man has stolen those white children. No, they don't look like they're in any danger. They're not making any negative facial expressions. They haven't mouthed help me. They haven't said anything that indicates that they're in any kind of trouble. But I know in my heart of hearts that that black man is doing something wrong with those kids. Please come help. I mean, like, the stupidest thing ever. You know for a fact, like, you just know that she thought she was doing the right thing. She thought she was doing the upstanding thing. This lady probably thought to herself, she's going to save these white kids from the evil black man who was just driving them home from Walmart, you know, and that she was going to get a plaque and she was going to be on like 60 Minutes, or she was going to be interviewed probably by Sean Hannity or some shit like that. She probably had so many delusions of grandeur as she was following them home because she was onto it, right? She was on it. She got it. She's going to get him. And then, of course, cops show up and like, oh, no, they know. He's their friend. We're past the 1960s, miss. You can be friends with people who are of different skin color. It's acceptable. No one gives a shit because it's, you know, it's modern days. I do believe you have a little bit of dirt and soot on your hand from that crossbirding last week. I don't know. I mean, if I were this Corey Lewis guy, I'd be fucking pissed. I would just be fucking pissed. Right? Like, I mean, making up that kind of claim, like, why isn't her name out there? Why isn't her face attached to this? Like, that is racism. That's racism. And it's like, he's the one. I mean, I'm hoping he's laughing about it, but I read the story last night and it just bothered me. It just bothered me. That's all. So I wanted to share it with you. So there's that. Yeah. Oh man. See, it isn't false reporting if she thinks that's what's going on. No, she's not. I mean, being racist isn't a crime. It's not necessary. It's not false reporting, I guess. It's still stupid. So, all right. Let's see here. BY, babysitting while black. It would be, yeah. Did I say BY or I probably said BY? I didn't say BW. All right. Here's a fun one. Professor accidentally plays hardcore pornography for packed lecture hall. Hey, Shidoko, what's going on, buddy? Oh, Jesus. Professor watches porn in front of class of 500 people, right? The only way it would make it better, and I haven't read this article yet, the only way it would make it any bit better would be if it was like Kurt Eichenwald tentacle porn, you know what I mean? If it was some type of weird, depraved, bad dragon, ebony horsecock, you know, porn in front of 500 kids. Like, damn, professor, what are you into? And he's all like, nothing. You know, I'm just saying, what if it was furry porn? What if it was yiffing? Hey, that would open their eyes, right? I just imagine like Aladdin and Jasmine, you know, coming in on a magic carpet and going like, I can show you the world. And then it's just furries having sex. Anyway, a university professor was left red-faced after accidentally beaming porn through a lecture room projector for all of his students to see. Yeah, accidentally. Accidentally. About 500 students had turned up for an introductory psychology class taught by Professor Steve Jordan's, but instead got an explicit lesson in human anatomy and sexual behavior. Listen, this is an introductory psychology class in a university. These kids have already been well versed in this particular form of human anatomy exploration and sexual behavior diagnosis, right? They're all going to be like, yeah, get ready for the money shot. They'll be taking bets on where it happens. Face, badge, or ass. Anyway, the footage taken of the mortifying debacle shows shocked students aghast at the spectacle of porn coming on by mistake and seemingly taking a good few excruciating seconds to rectify. Or e-rectify, am I right? But be sure to tip your waitress. I'm here all week. Anyway, some found it hysterical, while others can be seen getting up to leave. I would laugh my ass off, man. I would just laugh my fucking ass off if that happened. I would be like, I would just yell out, I've seen this. I know how it ends. But I still kind of want to know what it is. Oh, it happened in Canada. It happened in Canada. Oh, no wonder some of the sensibilities of people going to introductory and psychology class, got freaked out. All right, so the blunder happened during the lecture at the University of Toronto Scarborough campus, where the professor inadvertently screened the porn to a packed hall Monday morning. The campus newspaper, The Varsity, said one of the students reportedly recorded the mishap on Snapchat and posted it elsewhere online, where unsurprisingly, it was shared many times. Of course it was. Of course it was. The university, oh God, no. The university said it's offering support to anyone who was disturbed. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. Anyone who was disturbed. That sounds like a Canadian university there. Can you imagine that? Hi, kids. It's me. It's the dean of students. And so we understand that Professor Jordan's had a little bit of a mishap today, right? Like, it's not very good. But if anyone here has been personally impacted in a negative way or feels like they need someone to talk to, we're going to be having a very, very safe space, right? Some chamomile tea, some light music, some candles. Come on in and tell us all about your problems, and we'll give you the space to just express your anger at this particular situation that might have upset your sensibilities. Whereas everyone else is like, really? like I haven't seen porn. I mean, this is the reason why I think people getting up to leave is like, or anyone who's feigning to be upset has, like, you go to the Bible Belt, right? This is true. You go to the Bible Belt and you look up porn in the Bible Belt, and it, out of everywhere else in the country, the Bible Belt has the highest concentration of porn, and it is some nasty shit, right? They're into some nasty stuff over there. And the reason why is because it's so restrictive, but this is Toronto. Yeah, I know. I want to know how hardcore it was too. I want to know how hardcore this particular shit was. So there's that. But let's see here. Spokesman Don Campbell says we can't discuss personnel matters, but we are aware of the situation, and we are encouraging students who are feeling unsettled to speak with the staff at the Health and Wellness Center. Now, today is, for another 2 hours and 15 minutes, World Mental Health Day, which is a day that I didn't know was a thing, but I'm very glad it's a thing. So if students at the University of Toronto Scarborough campus were entirely just shocked, dismayed, upset at watching people have sex for a few seconds because a teacher screwed things up, today's the day to get some help for that. Right? Because, maybe they've just grown up in a situation where they don't quite know what sex is, you know what I mean? Consent, maybe it's just a little weird. But then again, I don't want to psychologically judge them. That's why they were there in the first place. No, the most degenerates gathered closely. No. For porn searches, it's all crazy shit in the Midwest. It's all crazy people. The people people might be degenerates on the coastlines, but they ain't repressed. The repressed people is where you find the worst of them. All right. So let's take a look here at the this next one. This was kind of funny. Emotional support squirrel gets passenger removed from Frontier flight. So let me ask you guys this question. First off, how in the fuck do you get an emotional support squirrel through TSA? Right? How does that work? Let's find out. A woman was removed from a Frontier Airlines flight Tuesday after the airline refused to let her fly with her emotional support squirrel. The airline said the woman noted her reservation for flight 1612 out of Orlando to Cleveland that she would be boarding with an emotional support animal. Okay, see, this is where I really don't like the whole emotional support shit, right? I'm not against having emotional support. I'm not against having emotional support at all with animals, right? Like, it's honest to God. If you move to an apartment and they want to charge you like pet rent, just go get a doctor's note saying you have anxiety and you need an emotional support animal, and they waive all that shit. I think it's bullshit that they charge money for animals. Like, I can understand maybe a deposit, but when it's like extra money per month, fuck that. Anyway, so the reason why I bring that up though is that a lot of people out there in your home, you can almost make any animal an emotional support animal, right? You really can, because it's just based on the person. However, when it comes to like taking those animals out into the real world, that's where people get really, really, really like just kind of really crazy with that shit. They do it because they know they can get away with it. They think they can get away with it because they think that emotional support is the same as a service animal. It's not. And so I've noticed a lot more businesses have started cracking down on that. And so I'll be interested to see what happens here. She says, but she never indicated that the animal was a squirrel, the airline said, adding that rodents, including squirrels, are not allowed on its flights. Beginning November 1st, Frontier will only allow dogs and cats on its flights as emotional support animals. I had to fly with a cat a couple years ago. That was a no fun experience because it was like $100 for an extra ticket. It was $100 to fly with my animal, and I had to put her underneath the seat. Right, I had to get her in the right container, put her underneath the seat, and that was what it was. I'm just saying. So the passenger was told of airline policy and refused to leave the plane when asked. Orlando police were called and everyone was forced to deplane. The woman was escorted off the plane and the flight proceeded. Yeah, that's true. Some airlines have cracked down on what animals qualify as emotional support pets. In January, Delta Airlines said it would thoroughly vet passengers' efforts to fly with various types of animals. Because, yeah, we just look at this here. Customers have attempted to fly with comfort turkeys, gliding possums known as sugar gliders, snakes, spiders, and more. It's just they're just trying to travel with their fucking pet. And I'm not against that. But there was a woman a couple years ago that brought her emotional support pig on a flight. Emotional support animals are just animals that are just, they make you feel better. That's all they are. Otherwise, they don't do shit. In comparison to dogs and cats, emotional support squirrels haven't gotten the same level of acceptance. In Florida, a man was evicted from his condominium because the squirrel didn't qualify as an emotional support pet. Now that's kind of fucked up. I think that's fucked up. But I think the woman going and trying to getting pissy over not being able to fly with her emotional support squirrel is a little bit crazy. So you work at Boeing and you're just terrified of flying. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you had the Sky King. That was a thing, right? The guy, for Boeing and stuff. So that was definitely an issue. Oh, holy crap, man. All right. This is a stupid one here. This is great. This feels like a Florida story, but it's really a Louisiana story. So a Louisiana man told officers a ghost planted meth on him before arrest. Authorities say they arrested a Louisiana man on drug and false reporting charges after he told them quite a story, possibly including a ghost. Saying the Ouachita, I probably mispronounced that, Parish Sheriff's Office says they responded to a home on Lynette Drive in West Monroe after getting a call from a man who said he had been attacked with an axe. The man claimed someone stabbed him in the head with a bladed weapon. When the deputies arrived, they found the caller, Michael A. Ottenberry, at his front door, cursing at people who were obviously not there. Deputies say the man was not calm and cursing at them too, so they placed him in handcuffs for their safety. Upon looking him over, they say they found no indication that he'd actually been hit in the head with an axe. According to arrest records, Ottenberry also told deputies that there were intruders inside his home. They went inside, but they couldn't find any intruders. What they did find, however, was a small bag of meth in plain view on a nightstand. They also found a gram of meth on him. When asked about the meth, deputies say Ottenberry told them, no, Ottenberry, right? I think is that a fucking typo? It is a, yeah. Oh no, it's a typo. Ottenberry told them that intruders or a ghost planted the meth. He's currently being charged with giving a false report and possession of a dangerous controlled substance. Oh my God. The dude's like, listen, I was hit in the head with an axe. By the way, the ghost planted the meth. The ghost. Holy Jesus. That's call the Ghostbusters. Exactly. Call the damn Ghostbusters. Oh, wow. That's not, I can just imagine that's going to be the sequel to Ghostbusters 2016. They become ghost lawyers. Here's this one. This one's funny. Indian airport police told to cut down on smiling. Yeah. How about that? Cops are usually not smilers. They're not good on that. They're not big on that. But here we got a situation where the cops are told to stop it. That's just insane. All right. So airport police in India are being instructed to smile less. This is over concerns cheerfulness could lead to a perception of lax security and a threat of terror attacks. Okay. I understand that. Right? Like you want, when you think of like a stoic military force protecting an airport, you probably want them to be non-smiling. You want them to be, serious in their work. And if they're joking around and having a good time, or they look like they're happy, like they look like they like what they do, then it does appear to have like the opposite impact, I would guess. But at the same time, what the fuck? Who cares? Who cares? Let's see. The country's Central Industrial Security Force, which is in charge of aviation safety, wants its staff to be more vigilant than friendly. They will move from a broad smile system to a sufficient smile system. What the fuck is that? What the fuck does that even mean? You can't, what, teeth versus no teeth? Like, don't cut down on smiling. What the fuck? Officers are said to believe that excessive friendliness puts Air Force, or officials are said to believe that excessive friendliness puts airports at risk of terrorist attacks. I don't know about that. I don't know if I would say that excessive friendliness would be a leading cause of terrorism. I would like to see a study completed on that one. That is not psychotic. The organization's general director, Rajesh Ranjan, even said that the 9/11 attacks had taken place because of an excessive reliance on passenger-friendly features. Oh, dude. Oh, you victim blamed people on 9/11 right there. Oh, God. An excessive reliance on passenger-friendly features. Which airline is like Welcome to the Friendly Skies? Or Flying the Friendly Skies? Which one is that one? But Jesus Christ. That's crazy. This is not the first time Indian police officers have been told to improve their standards or alter behavior. Oh, okay. In July, the Karnataka State Reserve Police told its officers to lose weight or face suspension. That part I get. In 2004, police in Madhya Pradesh state were paid to grow mustaches because bosses believed it made them command more respect. Could you just imagine that conversation? Chief of police walks in, sits down with the boys. Men, or should I say pussies, we need you to be more serious. So we're giving you all bonuses if you grow mustaches. Only mustaches, no beard, no goatee, mustaches. Because mustaches command authority. Beards make it look like you just eat ass. And then that's where Bunty King came from. No, I'm kidding. But no, seriously, what the fuck? But then it finishes up here by saying, by contrast, elsewhere in Asia, Nepalese police hired 600 trainers in 2014 to help officers become more friendly. So it really does boil down to country by country. I don't see a problem being friendly. I don't. I really don't. Everyone respects the porn stash. Yeah, Zer, I agree with you on that one. I do. I agree with you on that. That they definitely need to do that. Stern looks can't melt steel beams. Oh, Jesus. What if you wear a fake mustache? That's pretty. Oh, wow. No, I'm not talking about pussy. I'm talking about like the chief of police saying that these guys are pussies for doing it. All right. So let's take a look at the final story that I have for you guys tonight, and I believe we all can agree with this one here. San Francisco named poop capital of the United States. That's right. San Francisco named the poop capital of the US of A. San Francisco has been named the doo-doo capital of the United States with 20,899 poop complaints reported in 2017. What the fuck? Almost 21,000 poop complaints in 2017 alone. And then recently, in this year, we've been seeing a lot of complaints about San Francisco in regards to that. Reality Hop did a comparison of 311 poop complaints in Chicago, New York City, and San Francisco. The study includes dog and human poop sightings. So in Chicago, New York City, and San Francisco. Okay. No, did a comparison, right? No, while 2017 was a worse year on record for San Francisco, research shows that 2018 is on track to beat that. The doo-doo map from Reality Hop shows which neighborhoods have the most poop complaints. So these are the places clearly where you do not want to go. You do not want to go to San Francisco and stay in these neighborhoods. What neighbor? This is Mission. Poop per 10,000 households is 1,000. That's 10%. That's 10%. Jesus. What area is this one over here? Hold on. Okay, that's Golden Gate Park has 32% of poops per 10,000 households. Average yearly poop complaints 12.8. Jesus. That's a lot of poop. That's a lot of poop. What's this one here? Okay, hold on. Back up a little bit. All right, Tenderloin, 2,200. Jesus. This is a lot of shit. That is a lot of shit. It goes on to say here that as shown in the map, Golden Gate Park has an average of 3,218.75 yearly complaints per 10,000 households, right? According to the study, as of August 31st this year, Golden Gate Park has more complaints than it had last year. Oh, great. It is Poop City, USA. It is Poop City. I feel like this should be the next season of American Vandal. The top of the dirtiest districts are south of Market and the Tenderloin. In comparison, the cleanest neighborhoods are Presidio Heights, Twin Peaks, and Lakeshore. San Francisco Department of Animals says that the city has 120,000 dogs, but the real issue is the number of homeless people without shelter. And that is true. That is absolutely true. The research conducted says there's no correlation between neighborhoods' home value and poop complaints. Well, no, because the value is still going to go up. The value is still going to increase. No one is going to stop that. According to the study, the poop crisis in San Francisco reflects a total crisis, and the problem has continued to increase since 2011. So as homeless people start to seriously infect San Francisco, they've been doing it for a while, they start to come in and they end up just covering the shitty in shit. Covering the city in shit, if I could talk. The story is shitty. Yeah, Fred Mertz, the story is shitty. The story is super shitty. Oh my God. That is fucking hysterical to me, guys. That is absolutely just hysterical.